In this short video, we'll look at how EDNS client subnet information is used to make more informed load balancing decisions for Dell ECS storage. While the DNS protocol has been progressively enhanced since it first appeared in the 1980s, it had many limitations on the size and the content types of DNS messages. This led to the development of extension mechanisms for DNS, commonly known as EDNS, which added pseudo-resource records as a method to convey additional information. The main use cases for EDNS is in DNS security extensions, known as DNSSEC, and the client subnet option, which passes client subnet information along with the DNS request. In the context of load balancing Dell ECS, we will be looking at the uses of the EDNS client subnet extensions. Firstly, let's look at DNS forwarding without the EDNS. The DNS request gets forwarded along the DNS resolution chain until an authoritative response is received. In a GSLB, that's Global Server Load Balancing scenario, this will be the ECS Connection Manager Load Balancer. However, the ECS Connection Manager will only see the request as coming from the prior downstream DNS server, which provides no visibility on where the original request came from. In global load balancing with DNS, this is not a good scenario as the fidelity of the client location has been lost as the DNS request gets forwarded. If we now look at DNS forwarding with EDNS, the first DNS server receives the client request and adds a client subnet option before forwarding. The client device does not need any EDNS capabilities. This is purely a DNS server feature. Each DNS server along the resolution path will forward the EDNS option without modification. When the ECS Connection Manager receives the request, it uses the subnet information in the EDNS extension as input to its load balancing decisions. If any DNS server in the resolution path does not support EDNS, then the client information is not passed on, and the ECS Connection Manager load balancer will use the IP information of the last DNS forwarder to make decisions. As EDNS has been around since 2013, most DNS forwarders should have support for forwarding of EDNS.